In this class, we are going to understand about translators and applications of C. So what is a translator? Let us understand on the board here. Let me make you understand very clearly. Okay. Now, so high level languages are there. High level languages. What are high level languages? Like, for example, you take high level language, different languages are there, like COBOL, C, C++, okay, Java, etc. are there. In all these particular languages, let me write here, please. In all these particular high level languages, we write programs in what? English. This is what we called as English programs we will be writing. Okay. So in high level languages, we write programs in what? English. Now this is what the computer. Now computer understand what? Machine language, or what we called as binary language. Now English programs does not run in the computer directly. Okay, English programs does not run in the computer directly. So what happens here? It is this English program is given to translator. So what does this translator do? The translator will translate into what? Machine language, and this machine language will run in the computer. Okay, right. So what is a translator, please? Now a translator is a software, please. This translator is a software. Okay, is a software present in the computer only. It's present in the computer. Okay, a translator is a special software that translates English programs written in high level languages into machine language. This is what we call as a translator. Okay, these translators are of two types. One is compiler, next one is interpreter. Compiler and what? Interpreter. So these two are the translators. Compilers and interpreters are the examples of what? Translators. Now what is the difference between these two translators? Okay, compiler translates all lines of program at a time. Okay, so the compiler translates all lines of the program into machine language at a time. When you come to the interpreter translates line by line. Okay, so this is what happens here. It is now interpreter translates what? Line by line. So this is a basic difference between compiler and interpreter. So compiler translates all lines of English program into machine language at a time, whereas interpreter translates line by line of English program into machine language. So therefore what happens is compiler is faster translator. Interpreter is what? Slower translator. Okay, so compiler is much faster than what? Interpreter. Is it clear now? Right. So this is what you mean by a translator. So I repeat once again, translators are special programs or softwares that translates English programs written in high level language into machine language. There are two types of translators are there. One is compiler, next one is what? Interpreter. Compiler translates all lines of the program into machine language at a time, and compiler is a faster translator. Which languages uses compilers means like Fortran language uses compiler, COBOL, C, C++, Java, C#, .NET, etc. uses what? Compilers. Okay. Then interpreter translates line by line of program into machine language, and interpreter is a slower translator, and the languages uses interpreters are JavaScript, Python, Ruby, PHP, etc. All these languages uses what? Interpreter. Okay, so like this we have understood about translators like compiler and interpreter. Then there are languages that use both compiler and interpreter. So there are some languages which uses what? Compilers and interpreters, like Java uses both compiler and interpreter. C# also uses both compiler and interpreter. So like this. Okay, now when we come to the C language uses which translator? So C uses compiler as its translator. Okay, compiler uses what? Sorry, C uses what? Compiler as its translator. Okay, right. What are the examples of C compilers. So what are the examples of C compilers? So the older compilers are like Turbo C, Borland C, ANSI C, Quick C comes under what? Old compilers. But the modern and widely used compilers are what? GCC compiler. That is GNU. GNU is a compiler company name. GNU compiler collection like CLang, MSVC, Intel C compiler. These are the advanced compilers. Okay, right. So like this, C language have large number of compilers. Okay, right, large number of compilers. Now we are going to execute our programs in what? Dev C++ software. So we execute the programs in Dev C++. Dev C++ uses what? GCC compiler. So if somebody asks you which compiler you are using, means you can say that GCC compiler, and in which software you are executing C programs means Dev C++. Okay, right, this is what happens. Now what does let me copy this one, please. Let me okay, let me paste here. Okay, right. Now let's say that. So what does a compiler do? Let me once again tell you here what does this compiler do. Okay, suppose you have written one program. Okay, you have written one program. After writing this program, you give to what? Compiler. You give to what? Compiler. Okay, compiler software you have to give. Now this particular program, what happens here, it is, let's say that this compiler will check all the syntaxes. Okay, compiler will check what? Check what? Syntaxes. Syntaxes means what? Rules. Syntaxes are nothing but what? Rules anamata. Okay, so therefore what does the compiler do? So when we give the program to the compiler will check syntaxes. If syntaxes are correct, then the program will be translated into machine language and it will run in the computer. Okay, right. Suppose if the program contains any mistakes, means if any what we say is check syntaxes. If syntaxes goes wrong, wrong, then it will not translate into machine language. And it will not run, and immediately it will show just error messages. It will show. Okay, so what does a compiler do here? The compiler will take the program and it will check all the syntaxes, means the program is written according to the rules of the programming languages, or it will check. If all syntaxes are correct, then it will translate into machine language, it will run in the computer. If any rule or syntax goes wrong, then it will not translate into machine language and it will show what? All error messages. Okay, so this is how it is going to the compiler do the job okay, with the program, right? This is what happens. Next, so applications of C language means, in C language what type of softwares, what type of programs you can write, that is what we call as applications of C. C language can be used to develop following softwares or applications. In C language you can write system softwares like operating systems, device drivers and translators you can write. Then editors you can write like edit command in DOS, Vim command in what? Unix or Linux, Notepad in what? Windows. Like you can write translators, compilers, interpreters. Database management system, Oracle, MySQL, you can write it. Like this networking program, cyber security, scientific computing simulations, okay, animation softwares like Flash, Photoshop, Maya, etc., banking softwares, hotel softwares, supermarket softwares and more. Like this, in C language, large number of applications you can write. Any type of software you can write. That is why C language is called as what? General purpose language. In C, any type of application we can write, any type of software we can write. Therefore, C is called as what? General purpose language. Okay, so this is what we have completed in this class: translators and applications areas of C. Okay.